ever since the Walt Disney Company announced the 7th new Disney resort located in Abu Dhabi. Speculation has run rampant on just how much this enterprise will end up costing, and how large this new theme park project will eventually be upon its completion. And while examining this man-made island where this new resort will eventually exist within what Bob Iger has dubbed, quote, this crossroads of the world, we wouldn't be surprised if this was one of the smallest resorts in Disney's lineup. Let's talk about Disney Abu Dhabi and examine where this new resort might eventually reside within the theme park capital of the Middle East in Yas Island, here on That Park Place.
Well, this is perfect. You see that sea out there, and they're looking there, and they have this image of what that is. Let's talk about what they have out there at Yas Island. Okay, so Yas Island. Yes. I'm the irony of that. That's probably the lady from The Acolyte is probably not going to be featured in their lands, but over here is Ferrari World. And that, until recently, featured the tallest, fastest roller coaster in the world. I believe they are now trying to replace it with a second tallest, fastest. There's an ongoing speculation here on That Park Place that maybe all of those tallest, fastest are from an engineering standpoint, maybe impossible. It seems like all of the tallest, fastest roller coasters in the world are having problems. And so maybe they won't exist long term. There's Yas Water World over here, the Yas Mall, Cascade Dining, Yas Marina Circuit, Cipriani, Yas Marina, Mad Yas Island, Yas Links, golf course right here. Looks like some subdivisions. I bet those are pretty expensive. And the Yas Hotel right here. So if they're saying Yas Island is where this is going to be, now, I'm going to bring a second element in here real quick after, but this is the area where that would be, and it looks to be, I don't know, somebody guessed 180 acres. I'm not great on measurements and things like that when I'm just guessing here, but the island itself might actually be man-made, so they can expand in whatever direction they want at this point, including adding more land to this area. So that shot that you had, Vash, of the mouse ears looking out over an ocean, that might literally be where they're going to put the park, in the middle of what is now water. Because putting a theme park in swampland, that's something that Disney has done in the past. Putting a theme park in an ocean, that's something that these guys out there at Yas Island, they would probably do that as a flex.
Yeah, and I love how Josh D'Amaro was like, "Oh well, this is going to be on the coast right here, overlooking the ocean. It's going to be very, very unique to any of our locations around the world." And I'm like, Tokyo, like that looks over the bay. What are you talking about? Like you've done stuff like this before. I find it funny when executives don't understand their history.
To be fair, Vash, Josh D'Amaro is terrible at his job.
Yeah, that's fair. Fair point. He's not the best, but hey, he accepted the cash in this instance, so there you go.
Right, and looking at that, looking at this, there is actually water in this area. So if we look, what is that? The Mediterranean Sea here. Let's know that's the Persian Gulf. I know the close geography. I don't know the exact geography over here. It's all, when it's that far away, we just kind of follow as we need to. But there's a delta or a tributary, whatever. Don't harsh me on the geography on here. The Baal Gailam Island right here with water surrounding it. There are water areas around it. So they do have access to water. They can go in whatever direction that they want. Here's that Ferrari World right there, and here's water in this direction. I don't know if they would end up going to this direction with Zira Island out here, but they have access to water, and they have land to play with. Another thing that I'll point out, if you look at their Miral website, they have the WB theme park is out there. Warner Brothers World Abu Dhabi will be right next to whatever the name of this park is. Warner Brothers and Disney living together, mass hysteria. So this is another gem in a large theme park resort, as opposed to the Disney bubble.
Video, didn't Bob call it Disneyland Abu Dhabi?
They probably did. Did they, Vash? You're going to be the third to weigh in on this.
They might go under some multiple branding exercises in order to figure out exactly the name. Because I think this, I do believe this was kind of a last minute kind of deal right there when the commenter, the super chatter actually said that, oh, look at the artwork, it looks like they hastily put that together. I really actually do think they did. So I don't think they've officially announced a title for this specific destination.
They always like to make these, Disney characters for these specific parks. Do you think we're going to get like a Mickey in like Arab robes?
Yeah, I think that's highly. I wouldn't be surprised if that already exists on some level. But yes, I think they will be totally fine putting him in the traditional garb of the area.
Well,
There.
that's what they did with Mickey in Hong Kong and Shanghai. They put him in traditional Chinese garb. Actually, let me go ahead and see if I can bring that up right now.
But wouldn't that
right
mean
here.
Minnie would have to be in a hijab?
Yeah, and we're saying hijab, not burqa. There's differences between those two things, but
yes,
yeah, it's possible. It'd be interesting to see what they do with the ears in that instance here, if this would end up sticking out, or what they would do.
Authentically Disney, distinctly Abu Dhabi. So there you go.
I also think that they will probably have a premium on space here. So I don't know how large this is going to end up being. The cost restraints and what Miral wants are going to heavily dictate what they're willing to do here, where the compromises will be here. There are actually, let's see, Saudi Arabia. There is a castle out there in Saudi Arabia right now. It's not a castle park, which is what the headline might lead you to believe here. I'm not harshing Caroline for her fantastic work that she's doing out here, and she did warn me that there's going to be more in this area. But there is actually a castle out there in the Saudi Arabian desert. There, it is a music venue, however. So look at that right there. A lot of people dance and club, and you're not going to probably go into that thing unless you're part of the concert itself. But there are maybe we should put this up, maybe we shouldn't. But here, I'll mute it so we can get a look at it. This is one of the many things that they've put out there. Obviously, Lion King, not a huge cultural issue for them to have the Lion King there. I do think there's some Agrabah. There's Encanto, obviously. So from an entertainment standpoint, there he is, Jafar. So they're willing to tolerate a westernized, bowdlerized version of their cultures out there.
Yeah,
so
I think when we originally covered this, Jonas, on here in that Park Place, actually, in the video very long ago, I remember when Caroline Reed actually published this article originally, I believe we said at the time this might have been a way of kicking the tires on an idea utilizing Disney, whether it be their IP or their theme park enterprise, and seeing whether or not the local population was receptive to the Disney brand. It looks like they found their answer, and now they're reacting accordingly.
This is so fascinating. It comes out of the blue, but also as soon as they said it, we had so many ideas. This is one of the things where I'm not trying to toot our own horn here, but we were all prepared for this announcement. Not that we expected it, but there's been enough research and enough familiarity with the area because of things like this, and because Warner Brothers was so kind as to announce their theme park division. We were already doing research into what would a Warner Brothers theme park look like. Oh, by the way, there's already a Warner Brothers theme park out there. Yes, Harry Potter will be in the same resort complex. They are getting a Harry Potter land. I don't know if they're allowed to call them witches out there. By the way, no witch stuff at all. So Witch Minnie definitely not showing up at the Disney park. But there's an exception being made for Harry Potter on some level out at that park. This is so fascinating. This is going to be the interaction of two cultures who want full access to the IP, full access to the branding. But there's so many, they'll actually have to respect the local culture in doing this.
This is why I'm not really surprised.
Or else.
Or else, yeah. Be careful
why I'm
how
not really
tall you build that castle. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point right there. I'm really surprised about this announcement because it's been kind of on the radar for a little while now. In fact, actually, Disney wasn't the only one to actually have ambitions to actually build something in this region of the world. You can see right here. I believe this was Universal Dubai, if I'm not mistaken, right here. And they actually got so far along with this project, they actually built the entrance marquee, as you can see right there. And I think it's still standing today, which was interesting. I think at the time, Universal kind of ran out of the funds, or there was something that happened that really kind of upended this entire project right here. I think this was before Comcast ownership, if I'm not mistaken. But you can see actually the model for this looks strikingly similar to this, which we just saw for Universal's Studios United Kingdom theme park right there. And a lot of people were drawing comparisons as to the two concepts and saying, did they reuse this? Likely yes, actually. So a lot of companies have kicked around the idea of getting into this area, and that's for good reason, because the UAE has attempted to entice these companies and corporations in setting up their theme park and entertainment enterprises in this region right there, because of a larger effort to diversify the economy out there. Because obviously, you have a bunch of oil interests and so forth. But what happens when the world needs less oil because they've moved on to different energy sources? Well, one of the ways you can have a more diverse or robust economy is to make yourself a tourist destination, which is actually very interesting geopolitically speaking, because this is the same motivation that was behind the Abraham Accords. It was the 45th president of the United States back then saying, "Hey, look, guys, we got to put this fighting and this infighting to an end, because if you are at all to become a destination that you want to be, you really have to sign a peace treaty in order to make that possible, and so the world knows that's going to be a safe place to go there, and you'll see the benefits of economic prosperity." So that was the kind of the play right there. But this has been going on for quite some time, and now we've seen this with Six Flags, with what is it, their big Falcons Flight attraction, if you've seen that over there in Qiddiya, which is apparently this thing is going to be 639 feet tall. It's huge. 519 foot drop right there. We've seen some very ambitious things from the theme park world out there in this region of the world, and now Disney is kind of throwing their hat into this ring. I think it's very, very interesting and fascinating that they're choosing this time period to do so, because remember, they've thought about it for 2 decades now.
Thanks for watching That Park Plays News. For more information, consider checking out www.thatparkplace.com. And don't forget to subscribe, share, like, and send this out on your favorite social media accounts.